Hi Shoebox friends! Today I want to show you my top 14 items to include in the 10 to 14-year-old girl shoeboxes for Operation Christmas Child. I know sometimes the older kids can be a little bit more challenging to pack for, and several of you asked if I would cover this older girl age group. These boxes don't have a theme, but they are filled up with these 14 items. So let's open up these 3 shoe boxes that I already packed full, and I'll show you what I think are wonderful items for this age group. Let's go! Here are the 3 shoe boxes that I'm planning to pack today, and these are the Sterilite 6-quart plastic shoe boxes that you can get at Walmart. They come in a 10-pack for $10.98, so a little bit over $1 per shoe box. I picked some up the other day because I noticed they had different colored lids available. They still have the white lid option, but now they also have this really pretty purple, kind of like a lilac, and this really pretty green, almost like a sage. So I thought those were really unique colors, and I picked up a stack of each to have on hand. Because these are clear plastic, I'm going to line them with some bandanas that I found on sale. So I thought they would be pretty to kind of line the boxes. I don't always do that with plastic shoe boxes, but since I had them in my stash, I thought I would do that today. I made this lid design here. It says, "Those who look to him are radiant," and it's from Psalm 34:5. Look how beautiful they are with the bandanas. And the bandanas are like an extra gift as well. The child can wear it around their neck or in their hair, and it can just be a useful item. So that is a great option if you want to use the plastic Sterilite shoe boxes with a bandana. It is kind of like 2 extra gifts that you're giving the child. And I do like how the lid designs turned out. I just used packaging tape to tape them on the underside. And then I have our family picture and note that I'm going to put in the bottom of the shoe boxes before I start filling it up. So I'm about ready now to get out my 14 items that I like to include in this older girl age group. In no particular order, my number 1 item that I like to include in a 10 to 14 girl shoebox is a doll. And here I have these really nice Barbie dolls. I found these on sale. I think she was only $1, I want to say, at Walmart. So this is going to be the main wow gift for this shoebox. I'm also going to include a Chelsea doll, so it'll kind of be like a mom and a child. Here she is in her original dress. And then this one here I put in one of the Dollar Tree outfits, and I just love how much it changes her look and dresses her up a little bit with her jeans and her boots and her sweater and necklace. So each of my Chelsea dolls and my larger Barbie dolls will be getting an extra outfit. The Dollar Tree also has these Barbie pets, so I'm going to be including a Barbie pet with a little bone or a brush. And then I have some extra outfits here that I'm going to put in some organza bags with some shoes and purses. So here are the Barbie dolls, all packaged up nicely. I ended up putting the clothing and little Barbie pet in a separate, smaller organza bag inside of this larger one. So these should fit nicely right on top when I'm done packing up the shoebox. That way the child will see the wow gift right away. And I think dolls are just a great item to include in the older age group. As long as they're age appropriate, any fashion type doll I think will bring a lot of joy to the older girl, and we just want to make sure it's a quality doll that will last the child a while. My number 2 item to include in the 10 to 14 girls is a plush item. And here are what I'll be including in these 3 boxes. I have these adorable penguins that I had found at the Dollar Tree a few months ago. And then this other one here is a unicorn, and this is called a Pole Pals. I got this one off of Line Wholesale's website, and these have stretchy arms. So it's also very sensory. It's a sensory plush, and the child can just fidget with it, and it can give the child a hug, and it's just a cute little plush, also a great size for this age group. I've also included larger plush as the wow item in this age group, so you could do that as well. But since I already have the dolls as the wow, I'm going to use these little plush as an extra item, and I do try to include a plush item in all of my shoe boxes. My number 3 item for packing in the older age girls is jewelry. Any type of nice jewelry is something that the older girls will love and will put on and enjoy and feel special. So these girls are going to each get 2 different necklaces, and I had found these at Walmart as a set on sale. So I just divvied them up into 2 per shoebox. I also have these bracelets that I found on sale as well at Walmart, and they were after Christmas for 50 cents. They were originally almost $8. So it's a 3-pack of bracelets. So I'll take off the price tags, and these girls will be getting 3 bracelets and 2 necklaces in their shoebox. You can also include handmade jewelry if you are good at making your own bracelets. I have a neighbor that usually every year for our older girl packing party makes really pretty beaded bracelets for the girls. So if you have that skill, that's something that would really bless the older girl. My number 4 item for the older girls are any art supplies. I try to always include either crayons or colored pencils in my shoe boxes. So I'll include this 12-pack here of colored pencils in each of the girl boxes, but I'm also going to include a set of these really nice markers. They were at Target for $1. They're the bold and bright colors, so they're really pretty. But you could also include other art supplies like gel pens or watercolors. I'm also going to include some of these Barbie coloring books for these girls since they have a Barbie wow gift. And I really love these ones. I think I found these at the Dollar Tree, but the images are great for older girls. So you could also make art supplies your wow gift if you wanted to include a larger set. I know Five Below has some really nice larger 50-pack of colored pencils and gel pens and different art supplies. So that could definitely be a wow gift in itself. But I always try to include some sort of art supply in my older girl shoe boxes. My number 5 item for the 10 to 14 girls is a notebook or paper as well as other school supplies. So I'm going to try to fit in these full-size notebooks here. And then I also have a pencil pack here that has a lot of nice school supply items. There are about 7 pencils and 2 pens, a highlighter, some stickers, sharpeners, erasers. So all 3 of these are the same. I also have these really cute little animal erasers that I'm going to include. We want to make sure the older kids have a decent amount of school supplies. It's very important for them to be able to go to school, and sometimes the areas that these boxes go to, it's really hard for the kids to come across pencils and paper and basic school supplies. Another great item, and number 6 on my list, is a journal or some sort of extra paper, maybe some pretty sticky notes, something that the child can doodle on and have her own little diary or just write her own thoughts. They can have as their own, not just for school, but for art. So I found these really pretty journals at the Dollar Tree. They're all doodle books, and I just love how the pages inside are printed lightly with different designs. So each of these girls will be getting an extra journal as well as their school supply notebook that they already have. But I don't think you can go wrong, and you can even make this the wow gift if you find a really nice journal. Maybe it's a hardcover or it's really thick with a lot of nice pages. That could be a wow gift for an older girl. Number 7 for the 10 to 14 girls is a drawstring bag or some sort of purse or tote bag or even a backpack if you want to make that your wow gift. But some sort of bag to carry either school supplies or just to have to carry around items is a great gift for the older girls. And I'm going to include these 3 drawstring bags here. They're really easy to fold and to fit at the bottom of the shoebox. But even a pretty purse would be a really nice wow gift. So girls tend to like bags and purses, and that would be a great option to include in your girls' shoeboxes for either the wow gift or like these drawstring bags as just an extra gift. Number 8 for the older girls, hygiene items. I try to include a lot of nice hygiene items in my shoe boxes, and these older girls are going to be getting some wide tooth combs here that are really sturdy and should last them a while. They'll also be getting a hygiene pack, which includes a washcloth, toothbrush, nail clippers and nail file, band-aids, chapstick, and a cross necklace. You could also include compact mirrors. That's another great idea for this age group. You could even send feminine products if you want to. I know there's a lot of nice reusable pads that you can buy or even sew for this age group, and you could include underwear as well. So there's a lot of great ideas for hygiene items, even though we can no longer include soap or any liquids like toothpaste. But a nice set like this will hopefully be a blessing to these older girls. We are getting pretty full here on my table, but we are only at number 9 of my top 14, so let's keep going. Number 9 for the older girls is any hair accessories. You could include scrunchies like this. You could include just regular hair ties or barrettes or bows, headbands. Any hats even would be great to add into this age group. So any fun hair accessory. The older girls can have fun styling their hair, or even this would be great to wear around on your wrist. So I'm going to divvy up this pack here. I think there's about 10 hair scrunchies. So I'll give each of the girls about 3 of these. Number 10 for the older girls, any clothing items. This could be as simple as some socks, which is what I'm going to include in these older girl boxes. I'll give them each 2 pair of these nice socks here. They come in different colors. It could be a shirt or a dress. If you want that to be your wow item, you could get a really nice dress for the older girls. I always try to get the larger size of the age range. So for this age group, if I was getting a shirt, I would at least get a extra large, which is the 14-16 size, maybe even an extra small in women's, just depending on what the item is. And for socks, these are women's sizing. You could also try to fit in a pair of shoes, and that would be a wow gift. Flip-flops are another item that sometimes I include for this age group, but any clothing item would be greatly appreciated for these older girls. Number 11 for the older girls, I like to try to include a craft set of some sort. This could be a bead kit or an art set or a jewel painting kit. I'm going to make some friendship bracelet kits right now. I have some embroidery floss as well as some scissors, and I printed off some instructions on how to do some of the different styles. This one here was from the Facebook group OCC Shoebox Packers, and then I just found online this technique here for this. It's like a double knot bracelet, and it was already in French. A lot of mine go to French-speaking countries, so I'm going to leave it that way. I thought also the pictures themselves are easy to follow, even if the child doesn't speak French. So hopefully this will give the girls a couple different styles of friendship bracelets they can try to make, and I'm going to put them in these little baggies here. So that will be my art or craft set for these boxes. Here are my finished sets for my friendship bracelet making kits, and I think they turned out pretty nice. So I'm going to move on to number 12 on my list. Number 12 is a fidget toy or game, or like this here, I'm going to include some Legos. These are flower style from the Dollar Tree. I love them, and I think they're great for this older age group. But any sort of extra fun toy, it could be a yo-yo, even a card game, some sort of extra toy that will be kind of a mental challenge for the child is always a great item to include, and it can be as small as a little fidget spinner up to maybe a larger Lego set like this. So hopefully I can fit these in the girl boxes here, but I'm going to try, and I think they'll really like these flower Legos. Number 13 on my list, I have some outdoor fun items. Jump ropes are a great item to include in the older girl shoe boxes. I got these ones at Wow Supplies. Also, girls like to play with different kinds of balls. You can do a soccer ball if you want to do a wow gift. Or I'm going to include these really nice, a little bit larger bouncy ball that I got at the Dollar General. They come in purples and pinks and just some pretty colors there. So a lot of these items, like I said, you could turn it into the wow gift if you want your older girl to have a soccer ball wow gift. Or you could just include a smaller bouncy ball. I think jump ropes, like I said, are a great option for this age group. You could also do other outdoor toys, maybe a kite or a flying disc, something like that to get to the children outside, team sports, playing and having fun with each other. And number 14 on my top 14 items to include in a girl 10 to 14 shoebox, a useful item. I'm going to include sewing kits in these girls' boxes. I found this style here at the Dollar Tree. It has scissors, 4 thread spools, a thimble, tape measure. So I thought that was a pretty good deal for what I paid for it. You could also include flashlights or whistles, like a safety whistle. There's a lot of different useful items that you could include for this older age group. You could also just include cups or water bottles. If I have room, I'll try to include a cup here, and I also have some cutlery sets that I can include. Comment below what other useful items you've included in the past in your 10 to 14 girl boxes. We want these boxes to be mainly fun, but it is also nice to include 1 or 2 items that are practical for the older children. So here are my 14 items ready to be packed into these shoe boxes, and I'm going to see if I can fit all of it the way it is. But I'm going to get packed in these older girl shoe boxes, and I'll show you at the end just what they look like and what I was able to fit. So this is what she'll see when she opens her box. Having both the full-size notebook and the journal and the coloring book all took up quite a bit of room. So I wasn't able to fit the cup and the cutlery set in this box, but that's okay. I'm glad that she'll have extra school supplies and art supplies in this little girl's box. And one tip for packing these Lego boxes, or even if it's a puzzle, if you open it up, you can see that there's still quite a bit of space in the box. So you can fit some of the extra items, like I was including the scrunchies in here, and it just helps you to fit even more in your shoebox. It takes up the extra space. I was also fitting the comb inside, and I fit the friendship bracelet set inside these boxes. So all of that fit inside this little box, and it helped me be able to fit everything else. Here are my finished older girl shoe boxes. I think they turned out really nice. I did add a little heart embellishment here that I found at Hobby Lobby after Valentine's Day. It's just like a little pillow. So I thought that would be a cute little extra to add on top. But I'm gonna put the lid on and get my labels, my 10 to 14 girl labels, and put these away until collection week. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this was helpful to you as you are packing older girl shoe boxes, to have a general guideline of how to make a well-rounded, full, fun shoebox for the older girls. So if you want to check out my top 14 items to include in the 10 to 14 boys, you can click on this video here. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.